Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope that you're having a wonderful day so far. I mean, come on, enjoy every moment, right? So today what I want to talk about is the stories that we make up. Oh my gosh, are we not just the most imaginative, creative storytellers? We are wonderful at it. We are so great at making things mean something, at having misunderstandings instead of just asking clarifying questions. So I'm going to start by telling a story from my own life. And this was, oh my word, this was many years ago. So I think it would have been like 2002. I was with my boyfriend at the time, and we had gone to motocross finals in Vegas. And we were having this great trip because even though I don't necessarily love motocross the most, I love Vegas the most. So we were having this great trip, and we were just enjoying ourselves watching the practice rounds and just sitting out there in the sun, just having such a great time. And we were with some friends of ours that were a couple, and they were talking about what they liked about each other and why they were with each other. And so I turned to my boyfriend and just like really flirty and sweet, and I said, so why are you with me? Right? Assuming that he'd been listening to the whole conversation, and he looked me straight in the eye and he said, well, I've got nothing better to do. Oh my gosh, he did not. Are you kidding me? He just said he's with me because he's got nothing better to do. So the whole rest of the trip, I would barely talk to him. I was so hurt. I was so upset. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought we really had something. Apparently not. He's just wasting time with me. And so the two other days of the trip, I was awful. I was pouty. I was sulky. Don't judge me. I was in my 30s. I'm a late bloomer, you guys. So this goes on the whole time. And he's like, what's wrong? Nothing, right? Nothing. So we get back home, and I write him out this big letter, this like 3-page letter about what he has meant to me and how hurt I am that I don't mean the same thing to him. So I go to his house to deliver the letter, and then I go sit in the bedroom while he reads it. And I'm feeling so sorry for myself. And I'm expecting him to come in, and we're going to have this deep conversation. And I hear him burst out laughing at this very serious and dramatic letter I had written, right? And so then I was even more offended that he would laugh at that. And I'm like, why are you laughing? And he comes in to the bedroom, and he's like, Dawni, so when you asked me, why am I with you? He's like, I hadn't heard any of that conversation. I was just busy watching the practice round. I thought you were asking me like why we were there watching the practice round. Like, why are we here doing this? And he's like, because I've got nothing better to do. He was answering a totally different question than I was asking. It was this huge misunderstanding. But let me tell you the meaning that I had made up in those 3 days. Huge stories. I mean, so many stories, so much meaning about how I wasn't worth it, that I was never going to find anyone that cared about me, that he'd been using me the whole time. I mean, it was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? So how many times do we do this? And of course, in this case, I actually was able to laugh at it and realized, though, that I had wasted not only 3 days of my life, but 2 days in Vegas, pouting and sulking because I couldn't ask the question, hey, what did you mean by that? Right? Like, clarify. Something happens, you guys, clarify. Ask the question you need to ask. Maybe you send someone a message and they don't get back to you, and you make up this huge story about what it means. Why don't you just say, hey, you didn't get back to me. Do you have the answer to that question? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I saw the message, but then I was in the middle of something and I didn't get back to it. I'm so sorry. In the meantime, we've maybe made it mean that they don't care about us, that we do so much for them, but they don't do anything for us, right? I swear to you, I see this all the time with my clients and in my own life. The misunderstandings because of our lack of, I don't know if it's ability or willingness to ask those clarifying questions, to communicate. So as I'm talking, I hope you guys are thinking of some examples of where you do this. Where do you make up meaning? Where do you make up stories and create upset that is totally unnecessary, right? Oh, yum. Yeah. So, are you willing to ask clarifying questions next time you feel upset? Next time you find yourself going into story, because I've been on the receiving end of this. I've had so many people misunderstand, or like maybe this is something that actually happened. Like they tagged me in a post. I didn't see that they had tagged me in a post, so I never commented on it or liked it or loved it or whatever. And then they felt very hurt. They felt I didn't care about them because I didn't take the time to comment on a post they went out of their way to tag me in. You guys, I didn't see it. And that stuff happens, right? I guarantee you've been on both sides of this. So think about what it feels like to be the one who the other person has made up meaning or made up a story about, and do the opposite. Okay, when you're on the other end of it, think about one of the questions that I like to ask is, what did you mean by that? Right? If they say something that really hurts my feelings or I feel a visceral response to, I like to ask, what did you mean by that? And then we can go deeper into the conversation and what they're actually trying to say. So when we listen to understand, rather than listen to, like with that filter of, we're going to get our feelings hurt, I'm going to get offended, almost subconsciously looking for that, it changes things a lot. So there may be upsets you're feeling right now that it just takes a clarifying conversation to get past, right? So that is your challenge for the day. That is your homework assignment for the day, is to start asking those clarifying questions of people that you're upset with. Even if it's something maybe that happened a long time ago, if it's still present for you, go ahead and ask that now. Hey, remember 2 years ago when we went out to dinner and you said blah, blah, blah? What did you mean by that? Or if there's nothing really still bothering you, make a note to yourself. Be willing to ask those questions next time that you make up a story or you make up meaning. Okay? So I want to hear about it, you guys. I love hearing your feedback. And may your coffee be strong and your life be blessed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference to my channel. And to check me out further, you can go to dawniangel.com. I would love to come to your event as a keynote speaker, come to your business to do some trainings, or even work with you one-on-one. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.